Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today we're going to be checking out the latest brand new collection by Eureka Crystal Beads, and this one happens to be curated along with Stephanie from Bronze Ponies, so we are sure to be in for a treat. Of course, these collections are not a subscription, so by picking one up, you're not starting one of those, but they're very well thought out and the materials handpicked to coordinate together, so you can make multiple projects just from one collection, and you get a bit of a discount over the retail cost of everything if you pick up one of these. So I'm going to leave the link to this one right down below the video. It'll take you right to it on Eureka's website, and these are available for a limited time. So if you want one, you probably should go ahead and pick one up because it's not guaranteed that they'll be restocking the collection. All right, I am dying to see what's in here, so let's go ahead and open this up. Oh my word, look at this photo. That is stunning. So that's our inspiration for the collection, the color palette behind it. This photo representing the underground cavern in the theme. And then here is a flip over, an indication of what is to come, a little sneak peek there of our palette and everything. We have our description. It says, partially concealed from the ground above lies an ancient cavern intricately carved by the passage of time. Golden sunlight filters through silently eroded limestone to reveal a shimmering azure blue underground pool. Our earth is extraordinary. So that definitely gets us off to a good start. And inside this insert is where we can find the list of our contents, including the SKU numbers. You can pop those into Eureka's search bar and find out specifically the color names of what you received. And also, as you can see, everything is organized here by item type. So we've got our seed beads, check glass, all sorts of crystals, and then we're going to wrap it up with some findings. And not only is there a bit of a discount if you pick up these items in a collection, but also you can get free shipping if you're in the US on all orders over $39.99. So that would include this collection. And you're also welcome to pick up any of their past collections as well that may be available. I'll link to their total collection page down below, in addition to the underground cavern theme. All right, so at this point, let's get started with our first section, which was the seed beads. We're going to check out some high quality Japanese style seed beads that should give us a good representation of the color palette as a whole and be a great foundation for projects to come with these beads. And first up are three of our selections. Two of these are 11-0 round seed beads. We have a tube of the Toho in a 2.5-inch size. There's also 10 grams of 11-0s by Miyuki. And we have some 15-0s. And these are all in some really versatile neutrals for the most part. This one here looks to be just a really light gold with a hint of a green undertone. Of course, our bright nickel colored aluminum like 15-0s and some opaque seed beads in a light bronze, not quite as shiny as those there that are more galvanized. And then we also have two tubes of Miyuki Delicas in the size 11-0. These are both 7.6 gram tubes. And here's where we have some of that beautiful greenish turquoise color. This one looks to have a hint of a luster coating on it. And then we have another neutral. It's like a light khaki color that is a bit opaque. And these are going to be fantastic for creating some beaded bezels as one example of how you can use these because they are cut in such a precise size and shape. And I like to mention too, these collections are also great not only for bead weavers, but if you like bead embroidery or other mixed media type projects that include beads and crystals, these packages do not disappoint. That brings us to our next section, which is check glass. And we start out with two of our tubes of a 2-hole bead. These are the 6x4mm mini gem duos in 2-inch tubes, and I will take these out so we can get a closer look at this unique 2-hole shape and also the colors that are included. Oh, those teal ones are so vibrant. They have a bit of a luster. There's a bluish sheen on the coating that you can see around the surface of the bead. And then we have the bright, shiny, and reflective silver color as well. So these are the same shape as the larger regular gem duos, but these are in a smaller size. And there are sure to be plenty of projects coming out by Stephanie of Bronze Pony using many of these beads and components from the collection. So be sure to keep an eye out on her YouTube channel and also Eureka's channel to find out more about how these are going to look in finished projects and what you can do with them. And then up next in this section, we have 2 strands of fire polish beads, a 2 and a 3mm, each containing 50 beads. And there are some of our vibrant metallic azure blue from our underwater cavern, as well as some of that antique greenish gold, which goes so well with this palette. And you can really lean into warmer neutrals with this or cooler. It kind of straddles the line between both. All right, and our next section contains the Krakowski crystal, which is a Eureka house brand of pearl and crystal beads and some fancy stones. And up first is this strand of 58mm Krakowski crystal round pearls, which are excellent quality. They've got a feel and weight to them that imitates actual pearls, and a gorgeous satiny fully coated color there, which is in a toned down silver or gray with a little bit of a khaki colored undertone. Up next in this section, we have 2 bags of 9.5 by 6mm Krakowski crystal faceted oval beads, and these bags each contain 10 pieces. And there's that stunning combination of the azure blue and the teal green, which you can use together in this palette or separate. And I like this addition of these faceted larger oval crystals. They add a larger amount of sparkle rather than some of the smaller bicones, which we're going to see some of those in a little bit, but they're just a little something different. And their transparency and glossy exterior let the light manage to bounce off of all those angles just beautifully. Now up next, we start out with our Elite Crystal collection, which contains 6 of the 8mm crystal chaton stones. How gorgeous are those with that beautiful glistening sparkle and various shades of blue that look like you just want to dive right into them. The Elite Crystals by Eureka, that's another one of their house brands, and they represent some of the highest quality crystal you can find and work with in terms of beading, and so you can pretty much put these in a category with like Preciosa. They are truly stunning, and these have that coordinating enameled backing, as you can see, that's in great shape. Speaking of diving right into, here's our next selection. These are a set of 2 oval fancy stones in a 14mm size. And this is the most stunning oasis-like greenish blue, beautiful turquoise, and you can see some of that AB coating, which adds a bit of interest and a little bit of a rainbow of colors that reflect back under the light. And with this set of 2, I can already imagine these adorning a couple of gorgeous coordinating earrings. And here is our third selection, our larger size 18mm Elite Eureka Crystal Oval Fancy Stone in this deep blue, which does offer a little bit of that azure color, along with some deeper tones, even a little bit of navy, and tons of sparkle as well. And that color play is adding to the depth and dimension of that beauty, which is going to be a gorgeous focal piece. In our next section, Preciosa, we have one item that is this beautiful mix of 4mm bicones. It's a pack of 72, and you can see we've got several different colors in here that all coordinate with the collection and that happen to look great together, or you can separate these out and use them separately. All right, so I am seeing some bright, shiny, reflective opaque silver, the opaque light turquoise, of course, our azure blue, and then I'm seeing some in a teal color with what looks to be an AB-like luster and hint of a rainbow metallic coating. And I love getting some of these mixes in the collection sometimes because instead of getting a large amount of one color, you get to sample multiple colors and use them in all sorts of various ways. And then our final selection of crystal, these are the Chinese crystal rondelle beads, a 3 by 2 millimeter size on each of these strands in 3 colors. We have a light neutral opaque beige, a creamy like light sapphire, and a light opaque greenish turquoise over there on the left. With these, of course, you get a lot of bang for your buck because you get usually about 190 or so pieces of rondelles per each of these strands. And even though they're the Chinese crystal, they're still very consistent for the most part and have that full faceting all around the exterior. So you get that little bit of sparkle too. And they're so versatile, especially when used in bead weaving. And I like the fact that they offer a slightly different size and shape. And we'll wrap things up with our last selection. We have 2 toggle clasps and 2 sets of ear wires in both silver and gold, which I think is great because either way you're covered. And this palette could really go with both options, the silver and gold, because of that mix of warmth and cool. So that's great. Just something to get everyone started. And you could have a coordinating golden bracelet or necklace and earrings set in both of those tones. These findings are left pretty simple with that lovely swooping shape, which is going to set off our beadwork. Oh my goodness, I can't get enough of this palette and the theme. Stephanie did a wonderful job, I think. I always look forward to her collections and Eureka's collections as a whole because they're so inspiring, especially when everything is laid out. And the fact that they include materials like seed beads and crystals and larger size beads and shapes and things, which can be coordinated to make so many different projects just from one collection. And because everything's been handpicked and color coordinated, that part of the work is already done for us. And like I said, there's going to be example projects to go along with the beads and findings from this collection. So be sure to be on the lookout for that, in addition to playing around with the contents on your own and maybe coming up with something different. And like I said, this collection is linked right down below the video, so it'll bring you right to this page on Eureka's website, and that's where you can also find all these contents individually. You're welcome to pick and choose from these different contents if you want to pick them out outside of the collection. Not to mention they have so many different colors and finish styles on their website that you can have fun checking out as well. And I think these collections make wonderful gifts. So if you have anyone else in your life that happens to enjoy beading, maybe consider this for them because it already comes all packaged up beautifully. And the different collections often go really well together too in their own way. If you wanted to pick up several different collections, you can certainly combine color palettes and materials that way. It's a great way to get you started with a high quality bead stash that's all ready to go. Well, that wraps it up for this video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you want to pick up one of these underground cavern collections, you'll want to do so pretty soon, just in case they sell out, which they have a tendency to do. And as a reminder, this is not starting any type of subscription, and Eureka does ship internationally as well. Well, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this particular collection or anything else you want to say. Go ahead and give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you can be on the lookout for future videos from me. And you can use those share buttons down below to share this video with your other beading friends. I can't wait to be back to see you all again real soon though. And until then, I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.